Me now is the Sheriff Department Head, Sheriff Brian Asbell. Thanks so much for joining me today, sir.
Thanks, Eugene. Glad to be here.
All right, so last night, obviously, the county had to decide whether or not it was going to be making cuts to departments. Yours is going to be receiving a hefty cut of $1.7 million. What does that mean for your department?
Well, it's definitely going to be a struggle moving forward. There's going to be an obvious impact to the services we can provide, both externally with our, police services as well as our internal services here at the jail. And these are things that we've already reduced since the beginning of this pandemic in relation to the jail side of things. We've stopped all programs, obviously, so we didn't want anyone to enter the facility, and we're being very mindful. Being we are a congregate living facility where this could be devastating if the virus got inside. So we've already been feeling some of the pain to this, just trying to work with this detained population, which is a hard population to work with in the first place, but putting these added stresses on it has complicated it. And unfortunately, that's what scares me moving forward. I've spent a lot of years over my career building these programs and putting these pieces together to hopefully reduce, recidivism, reduce people from reoffending and having successful reentry, going back into our community. And, the heart and will still be there. We're going to try to deliver these services because I truly believe in that and stopping the causations of crime. But it's going to be difficult when we don't even have funding for adequate staff on the street or inside the building.
And that was going to be my next question, the impact that this virus, the pandemic, and the response has had on your staff. I mean, with $1.7 million being lost to your department, that has to come also, I imagine, in the form of people. So what kind of decisions have you had to make or will you have to make because of that?
Well, hard ones. These are very difficult, and it's a spider web right now, knowing that one decision or one cut can affect so many different programs internally as well as externally. Reduction in staff in the jail could result in services that the city police can provide because there'll be a longer wait time for intake, which will take their staff off the street, and they're going through similar reductions. Has an impact at the courthouse, civil process, serving papers. So there's many different levels, but the troops are managing okay. We're a family out here. We're a team, but they understand it's not just us, but it's our whole community going through this. I personally almost have like a sense of survivor's guilt because I've been working through all of this, but even in my immediate family, that's not the case. And so we have a sense of empathy with the community, and we know everyone's hurting, but we're doing our best.
And last question I have for you, if there's any silver lining in this, your department was facing even more cuts prior to the conversations that took place last night. How are your feelings about that, the fact that it could have been even more, even though 1.7 is a lot of money?
When we got done with board meeting last night, and that was the first thing I said, we almost found a win, but, we also realized we just took nearly $2 million in cuts. We saved $500,000. And I know the board, this was hard for them. Nobody wanted to make that decision last night. No one wants to be in this position that we are, and we have to fight through it and collaborate and work and find solutions. But I'm still looking for the silver lining. Hopefully it's out there somewhere, but it's just not very obvious at this point.
All right. Well, best to you. Thank you so much for joining us again. That was 1.7, could have been 2.2 million if I'm not mistaken. But Peoria County Sheriff Brian Asbell, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.